Okay, so I'm going to be making a video newsletter here just to update y'all on what I've been doing this first week. I'm hiking along a mountain bike trail. I'm just north of Clemson, which is south of Greenville, and there is this massive network. I think it's maintained, probably owned by Clemson, and it's a massive network of mountain bike trails. It looks like this would be a heck of a lot of fun to explore on a bike. But I'm on foot. Anyway, first week here, a little more than a week, but it's been a very good week. I've been working on 2 main projects. I was thinking about doing this as a written newsletter, but it seems like this might be just an easier and more entertaining way to do it. And I'll keep it brief, but two big projects. The first one is we're getting back into revising The Silk Maidens, which is the sequel to Mirrenwood. And it's a project that I realize I've let lapse for a couple of years now. I had a rough draft done 2 years ago, which I kind of can't believe, and knew it needed work, but I've been putting that off, not completely letting it lie fallow. I've been making lots of notes, lots of voice memos, and so I've kind of been letting it marinate in its own juices. There were a couple of relationships that I hadn't really sorted out, and I think I've gotten those pretty well. Anyway, I've been spending a lot of this week going through, actually a lot of the last month, going through those old voice memos, transcribing them, getting everything organized and put into a new outline. And then the last couple of days I've started revising the first chapter, and it's much better now, so I've gotten a good start on that. My aim is to have this done, have a draft of the revision done. I was thinking about my birthday, but more realistic is probably that second weekend of October. That's where we are with that. I'm feeling very good about that. I basically try to spend in the morning from 8 till 12:30, sometimes 1 o'clock, working on that. Breaks for going out and making coffee. Oop. Sure. There goes a mountain biker. And breaks for making coffee, maybe having a bowl of cereal, and then around 1 I have a bigger, like a lunch, usually eggs. And then I will often go into town or look for a hike. If I go into town, I'll sit at a cafe for a bit and work on the second project that I've been putting a lot of time into, or putting my time into, and that is my old Madrid journal from 1990 to 91, which I'm calling the School of Letters because that was the year that I spent at La Escuela de Letras in Madrid. And looking back through it, I came across it in packing up for the move and stuff, and thought about trying to do something with it multiple times over the years. I've translated it in 2003 into English because I wrote it all in Spanish. And I think it's something I'm going to self-publish now. I think the 35 years distance between here and then at least make it more interesting to me. I think could make it more interesting to readers. And I've thought of a couple different formats that I'm going to put it up in, but basically just offer it in English. That would be the cheapest option, but I'm going to self-pub it because I want to learn how to self-publish, and I think this will be a good project for that. I'll just have it up on my website and on Amazon, and I'm not going to put a lot of fanfare or promotion behind it. It'll just be another book that's up there. Camouflage the names a little bit just to give people plausible deniability. I don't think anybody comes off any worse for the wear. Anybody close to me, I think looks just fine in it, perfectly reasonable. The only person who does come off a little worse for the wear is myself, of course, but that's okay. But it'll just be another book that's available. I think it's pretty interesting. I think it holds up, actually. So I've been writing the foreword to that, the afterword, and like I said, just some minor editing. So that manuscript is actually done. I just have to learn how to format for Amazon. And what else? Oh, I want to also include just one album I've been listening to a lot lately, and that is Chastity Belt's Live, Laugh, Love. I'm a big fan of Chastity Belt. I think it's an all women group. Very mellow, indie, alt rock kind of vibe. There's not a lot of laughing. There's some laughs. They're sardonically funny, bitterly funny. And most of the loving seems to be in the past tense, but definitely a lot of living. And the lyrics are very witty, very good. One of the choruses is "Free will don't seem so free anymore," which has an alternate version a minute or two later. "Real life don't seem so real anymore." Anyway, a little downbeat, kind of all sounds a little samey. Their whole catalog kind of does, but it's great. It's great stuff, great driving music. And that's where I am. That's where I'm going to leave it. Don't want this to get too long. Don't want to just natter on endlessly. Back to the hike. And here, it's a good thing because I'm coming up to a log jam I'm going to have to climb over. So we'll leave it there. Peace. See you in the next one.